Good morning, James.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Just would like you to briefly introduce yourself to our clients today.
Okay, I'm James. I'll be your broker here in Atlanta whenever you're doing your real estate transactions. I've been in the business for about 6 years. I actually got into the business right before everything happened with the economy, and the prices kind of got where they're at right now. So I'm very well versed in this current market that we're in.
And James, please explain briefly to our clients what are the various options of purchase.
We have currently two different options in purchase. For the person that wants rental income on day one, we have what's called the turnkey property, where the renovation to the property has already been done, the property has already been completely sourced, and we know it's in a good area, as well as presenting a 15% plus return on average. We also have the option of a fix and hold for the more adventurous investor that's looking for a slightly higher return than 15%, and the process usually takes anywhere from 30 to 90 days to complete. The difference between the two is with your fix and hold, you'll actually be bidding on the properties as their foreclosures, as opposed to waiting until all of the work is completed and then purchasing the property once an investor has already done the work to it.
I'm also sure there that our clients understand the fix and hold offer a slightly higher return.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are your selection criteria when it comes to property, James?
Anytime that we go into a neighborhood to decide on a great investment, for one, as soon as we drive into the neighborhood, we're trying to make sure that there are not as many for rent or for sale signs. We definitely don't want to invest in an area that's loaded down with a bunch of issue properties that are boarded up, properties where the yard is completely overgrown and not cared for. We also look to the neighbors in the neighborhood just to see if their lawns are well manicured, or to ensure that the area looks generally nice for investment.
And for the properties that you are selecting for Turnkey's option, with Elizabeth, you are personally viewing those properties?
Absolutely. Each property that is placed under contract with either with an investor, we actually drive by to make sure that those things are there. Make sure that there's not a whole bunch of boarded up properties in the area, not a whole bunch of foot traffic where you'd be suspicious to purchase. We like to say that we prefer to invest in areas that we wouldn't mind our own mothers moving into.
Okay, I see. So really, fair to say, with the boutique service that Smart Real Estate USA is offering, you are really operating at a similar level.
Absolutely. With the boutique model that Smart Real Estate USA has decided to take. Excuse me, I'm a little excited about the opportunity. We actually are able to give more time and explaining and educating and making sure that we give you enough information to where you feel comfortable with the whole process of the transaction. We try to ensure that you, the buyer, feel great about your investment.
Okay, that's fine. As another question that a lot of our clients come up with sometimes: why is there so much pressure for buying on fix and hold? Why do we have so little time to decide? What's the urgency? If there are plenty of stock. So could you please explain what the urgency is about?
There is a lot of competition, and people know a great deal when they see it. Anytime you have a property priced anywhere between $30,000 to $50,000, and it's a home that someone can actually own and receive rental income at a great rate on, you'd expect a lot of competition. So in most cases, whenever we place a foreclosure under contract, there's a multiple offer situation where the banks are saying, hey, we need your highest and best. When those situations come up, we have a limited amount of time to get those offers back to the bank and say, hey, this is our best foot forward, and we'd like the opportunity to own this actual home.
And James, you've been working with Australian investors for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
How long?
For about a year now.
Okay. And with clients from Australia, you're always available to speak to them on the phone. You email them regularly. You keep them fairly, how can I put it? You give them all the information they need during the process of purchase as well, just because it is so different than what we are experiencing in Australia. They can call you or they can email you anytime.
Absolutely. They can definitely email at any time. Now, call, I usually have a window, usually in the morning time for my Australian investors, because, of course, I do have to get some sleep. But I do extend my work hours through about 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Our Eastern Standard Time, just in case people need to have that actual contact by phone. I usually sleep until about 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I'm back available for business, which I believe is your evening time.
That's right. Another service that you offer our clients is banking and setting up the LLC for them, preferably before they purchase, so that when they've selected the properties that they want to buy, they're ready to go. Now, how prompt and how complicated or easy is the process?
The process is actually not that hard. It usually takes about around 7 to 10 business days to actually get an LLC set up and put together. As far as the bank account is concerned, as long as the documentation, which will be provided to you, what documentation we need, as long as the documentation is provided, it's pretty easy to set up a bank account.
All right, thank you, James. With the Turnkey property, it's a pretty straightforward process. You just transfer the title. But with fix and hold, most of the time it is bought on what I understand is foreclosure, and sometimes in short sale. Could you very briefly explain the difference between those two purchase process?
Okay, the difference between a foreclosure and purchasing a property in foreclosure versus purchasing a property that's a short sale is ownership. Whenever you're purchasing a short sale, the original owner still actually owns the property. They're negotiating with the bank, taking less than what they currently owe on their mortgage. With the foreclosure, the bank already owns the property, so there's a lot less time involved, usually about 60 days. With a short sale, once you submit the offer, there's about a 30-day time period where the bank is collecting documents and making sure that all of the documentation is in place for the short sale, and then making the decision. With your foreclosure, the time frame is usually about anywhere from 3 to 7 business days to get a response from the bank.
All right, and how about the title? I know we do have title insurance to make sure that there is no problematic situation for ownership, but you also make sure that it's free of liens and any other past debts on the property. So you're able to deliver clean title.
Absolutely. Anytime that you're doing a closing on a property, the attorney actually searches the title to ensure that there are no liens on the property. Any liens that are on the property get cleared up prior to you closing. If there's a mistake, because we're all human and sometimes mistakes are made, you have what's called title insurance, which protects you from having to make having to pay off those liens if there was a mistake made in the title search.
So last but not least, James, you are also an investor yourself.
Yes.
So you really do understand all the aspects of what constitutes a good investment.
Definitely.
I've had a great time with you in Atlanta. It's been really wonderful to see how you work and go with you and have first-hand experience and inspecting properties, sometimes just walking away, not even getting in, and really realize how thorough you are for selecting the properties and ensure that our clients will end up with a property that not only gives a good return but is a good building and will be easily tenanted. So thank you very much. It's been so informative and it's been wonderful meeting you.
Thank you. I look forward to the opportunity, and I look forward to working with you guys as well. Have a blessed one.
Thank you.